Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
It's a battle of the unbeatens as 6-0 Smithson Valley hosts 6-0 Clemens, with the winner taking another step towards a 27-6A title. On the Rangers Network, welcome to Ranger Stadium. Brant Freeman, along with Tony Brubaker, Chris Gutierrez, and our entire Rangers Network crew here with you for what promises to be an exciting game between two of the district's best. Tony, Smithson Valley's offense, looking at this matchup, they've been great all season long, but they're going to be tested tonight against a very stout Clemens defense.
And Clemens is one of those defenses that I think we look forward to playing against because they are great athletes, quick to the ball, cover you well, and I think the difference is whether or not the Smithson Valley offensive line can handle the defensive line of Clemens and get some running lanes, because running the football is what makes this offense go.
That's Tony Brubaker. I'm Brant Freeman. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
Here we go. Tie ball game with just 2 seconds left on the clock, and the Rangers are looking to score. Here's a snap. Bayless, who is wide open down the near sideline. And he makes a catch at the 10, the 5, touchdown. My goodness, what a play, and the Rangers win.
Just press enter and your GVTC home DVR will record your show automatically.
Thanks, Doug from GVTC, who looks exactly like Ranger Senior CJ Keeler.
I'm just Doug, here to help.
Fumble!
Here you go. Can I help you set up your favorite channel list now?
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium, ready to kick this thing off. Smithson Valley and Clemens, the winner, will remain undefeated. A pair of 6-0 teams, 3-0 so far in 27-6A play. And we've seen some wild games between these two before. The Rangers won a year ago in Shirts, 45-21 2 years ago. Frank Harris put on a show for Clemens. Both teams scored over 50 in a Buffalo win. Short kickoff from Taylor starts this one, and Mason Pierce, the one that fields it. Running outside and sliced down short of the 35-yard line, and the Rangers will start at around their own 33, just underway, and we get our first look at Levi Williams and the Ranger offense.
You know, you don't know this, but it sure looked to me like that ball was destined to go out of bounds if he lets it bounce. The ball's at the 35, so it makes no difference,
right.
But it was one of those things that it was a dangerous catch in some ways, but a good return by Mason Pierce nonetheless.
Good sign to see, by the way, that Nick Aiken is back in the backfield here for Smithson Valley to start the game. Got hurt early in the district opener against Steele, hasn't played since then. On first down, it is a run for Aiken and a flip back to Woodard. The Buffaloes read it. Woodard, though, breaking tackles, cutting it back inside. Can't find the alley, though, and really good job by Clemens to swarm to the football. About 4 Buffaloes there to make the stop. A loss. Back to the 32-yard line, 2nd down and 12.
While they may not have everything on defense of some of the teams we've seen before, you know they're going to have team speed, and you know they're going to rally to the ball. And they are athletic on defense, which means they are going to be tough to move them in the wrong place.
Clemens has given up a grand total of 45 points the entire season. On 2nd down and 12, shotgun snap to Williams after a pump fake going deep and overshot the target. A Dorsal Hunter looking for a flag. Good coverage from Jackson Macias downfield. And 2 plays into the game, Tony, all of a sudden 3rd and 12.
Levi looked like he wasn't real sure where he wanted to go with that ball. It was a little stop-and-go route, and I'm not sure he had both Rios deep and Hunter a little bit behind him, and something in me thinks that he wasn't real sure which one he wanted to throw to.
This is a very tough defense to throw the football against. During one 3-week stretch, They gave up 67 yards passing total. On 3rd and 12, deep ball over the near side and not even close. Javon Merrick-Water, the intended receiver, on a ball that fell about 10 yards in front of him at around the 25-yard line, and the Rangers go 3 and out.
And he got shut off on his route pretty good. And a lot of people would throw a flag on that. The referee said the ball was uncatchable, but he got stopped and cut off on his route that was basically a fly route. Did look like it could have been a penalty.
We didn't see much of Brance Anderson last week, but we're seeing him right now. Out to punt the ball. Not even 1 minute into the game. John Beck, the snapper. Back to Anderson. A wobbly punt. Fair catch is made at around the 35-yard line by Darius Van Dyke. And now we'll look at the Clemens offense. Not as special as the defense has been this season, but a couple of special playmakers in Tommy Bush and Marshawn Brown.
They have the ability to run the ball effectively, and that's, again, we said that in the pregame show, one of the big challenges for the Smithson Valley Ranger defense tonight.
The quarterback, Mitchell Faber, is not very big, 5'11", 150, manning the offense from the zone 36. The Rangers jump as the ball gets away from Faber on the shotgun snap and dropped for no gain, but this is going to be 1st and 5 coming up anyway.
Faber is kind of an unusual quarterback in the sense that if he doesn't run much, he should throw the ball. If he doesn't throw the ball much, he should run. This quarterback doesn't really do much of either. It looks like he hands off the ball a lot. 11 carries on the season and only 74 passes. You kind of wonder what exactly they want to do offensively, and it looks like they do want to hand the ball off.
He did have his best game passing the ball last week in a 28-7 win at Canyon. 9 of 14, $152, and 2 scores. But again, not gaudy numbers even there.
Right.
And Bush, the lone receiver, lines up wide to the right on 1st and 5. A run play for Brown to the outside. 1st down yardage and more down the sideline. Inside the Ranger 30, out of bounds there. At around the 28. Explosive opening play for Clemens' offense.
I'm not sure, but I think they're going to mark him clear back at the 40-something because that's where the linesman stopped, and I didn't see him go out of bounds that early. A great blocking on the front. They sealed everything and kept everybody inside. The safeties were the first ones to be able to get outside of the tackle box and have any chance at it.
Brown has been a workhorse this year. It's a very ball-dominant offense. He's averaging over 25 carries a game. 1st and 10 now for the Ranger 42. Nearly 2 minutes gone by. Faber on 1st down. Check that new quarterback in. One play for Brown. Shuffles inside the 40 to the 38. And that may have been a one-play deal there for Jordan Burleson, who will go to the sideline. And he will, I think, come out, and Faber will come back into the game, yes.
You kind of wonder if they're rotating plays with the two or if Brown or Faber got banged up on the last play. I'm not sure.
I didn't see it. Did he lose his helmet? Maybe. Yeah. Regardless, after a gain of 4, 2nd and 6, the Ranger 38. And again, the dangerous man, Tommy Bush, lining up in the slot on 2nd down. Snap back to Faber, looking Bush's way, throwing deep, got a wide open receiver inside the 10 and down to the 3-yard line. Christopher Bastian, only his 7th catch this year. The Rangers were so occupied with Bush, they lost Bastian.
They did. It's like Chubb was out there on the cover, and it looked like he was looking in maybe at Bush to see something there, and they threw over the top and beat us long.
And now Clemens, the defense looked really impressive to start this game. Offensively, you could say the same. Inside the 5 now at the 3-yard line. Goal to go. I formation set here on 1st and goal from the 3. Faber under center. Don't see that much in the high school game these days. Brown the call. Up the right side and stop short of the goal line at around the 1. 2nd and goal coming up.
And Faber comes to the sideline again, and not sure if they're shuffling in plays with the 2 quarterbacks, but he does come to the side. Good defensive penetration that side from the left side of the line that really slowed down Brown.
All the talk about Clemens' gaudy defense, Mr. Valley's defense, pretty good too, only giving up 10.8 points per game. But being tested right now. 2nd and goal inside the 1 as Faber breaks the huddle. Again, the back setting up in the eye, and Brown is deep. Faber hands to Brown, up the middle, turn back again. In fact, he may have lost about a half yard there. You talked about defensive penetration on display once more.
C.J. Keeler came in from his right end spot that time and got some arm tackle ability to him, then got help to bring him down. But you're right, penetration that time a big factor.
4 minutes gone by in this battle of unbeaten 6-0 Smithson Valley, 6-0 Clemens.
And you said this earlier, with as many offensive numbers as they have, maybe they like to bleed the clock, and that's exactly what they're doing. Every time they snap the ball, it's well under 10, sometimes under 5.
3rd and goal from the 2. High formation again for Clemens. Faber hands again to Brown, and this time burst through. Touchdown Clemens, and the Buffaloes strike first.
Smithson Valley has taken the lead more often than not in their games this season. This time they find themselves in an early hole, as opponents before tonight had scored only 14 points in the first quarter. Clemens already on top with a touchdown.
And for Brown, his 12th rushing score this year, that leads the team. Out for the PAT, Noah Taylor. And that kick gives the Buffaloes a 7-0 advantage. 7:31 to go, opening quarter. Buffaloes on top early. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
Hello, I'm Steve from GVTC, here to install your 1 gig per second internet service.
Hey, you're Ranger Senior Trayvon Merrick Woodard.
No sir, I'm Steve with GVTC.
Come on. Cornerback, kick punt return, wide receiver.
I'll be over here. I'll let you know if I need anything.
Just came in to set up your Wi-Fi. Thanks, Steve.
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium. Good start for the visitors out of Schertz. Clemens on top, 7-0. 7:31 to go, first quarter. Another squib kick here from Taylor, fielded by Pierce. Looking for some blocks, and into traffic is dropped at around the 41. On the stop there was Jace McBride for Clemens. And the Rangers again, good field position to start a drive, but if you recall, on their first possession, 3 plays and a punt.
I'm going to go back to Mason Pierce again. You said he's looking for blocks. It's hard to look for blocks when you're on the second line of the kick coverage team.
Yep.
You're right, though. He is looking for something, and it's basically everybody's down to him when he catches the ball because he is so far up.
And now the Rangers trying to respond. As Tony said before, kind of foreign territory here, trailing. And then a fumbled snap picked up by Franco, and he is buried. Well, the Buffaloes took advantage of that miscue. Nicholas Baird was there along with Anthony Graham, and again, Smithson Valley playing behind the chains.
Low snap. Levi didn't handle it well. Fortunately, Franco was there quick to pick it up. Only lost to 5, really, when you look at where it was dropped. But 2nd and 15 is nothing like 2nd and 5.
And now from the 37. Already nearly halfway through this opening quarter. 4 receivers on 2nd and 15. Williams wants to throw, pressured, flushed out, but whistles blew first. And it came from the far side of the field. But this is a false start. You're looking at 2nd down and 20.
That flag indicates it probably is.
And there it is. No, the official pointed the wrong way.
Yeah, procedure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't make that motion and call it against the defense. That call doesn't exist. Bottom line, though, is that you're facing a good defense here in Clemens. You can't be doing them any favors.
That is correct.
2nd and 20 down. The Rangers have to reach the Buffalo 48 for a first. 2 receivers out of the way for the junior quarterback against a 4-man rush. He's pressured, and he's down. Out around the 29-yard line. Clemens coming in as a team. 14 sacks, 12 interceptions. Again, the passing yardage not there against them all year long. This is a tough defense to air it out against.
Savion Jenkins and Shadane Brown are 2 tackles in this lineup that just have blown up our offensive line both times. They are just pushing themselves right into the backfield. And Levi had to either go down or get rid of the ball quickly, and I don't think he saw anybody open enough to do that.
And now, 3rd down and 24. The Rangers have negative yardage in this game so far. Williams pressured again, and again sacks. That time on the play was Quentin Mayberry, his 6th sack this year, and the Rangers go 3-and-out.
That time he just went right over the left tackle, Clifton, and just went right around him. Their defensive pass rush is right now unstoppable.
At 4th and 29, easy call for Coach Hill to make. Here comes Anderson once again. Well, how many times has he punted more than once in a quarter this year? And not a great one either. High in the air, that ball will touch shy of midfield, a Ranger roll for a moment, and finally dies at the Clemens 49-yard line. Only a 28-yard punt. And with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, it is all Buffalo so far, already on top 7-0.
You know, you wonder their numbers look almost too good to be true as you're looking through their scores, because their offense doesn't seem to put up a lot of numbers and their defensive tackles don't look great. But this is a team that, again, has outscored people, giving up only 7 points in the last 4 games, and we're starting to see some of the reasons it could be why.
Winning field position will do that for you, too.
Yes.
Burleson back in a quarterback here on 1st down. A run for Marshawn Brown, diving up the middle, stood up right around midfield. They'll give him a yard. On the stop there, Trey Witcher. 2nd down and 9 now for Clemens as they change out personnel.
That was Vicente Perez, who just went a fly pattern down the left sideline that time as they hand the ball off. Kind of curious, they don't throw the ball a whole lot, but it seems to be when they have tonight, the one pass they threw was very effective.
I get the sense, Tony, that they lull you to sleep with this power run game, and then all of a sudden they throw one over the top.
Looked like it the first drive.
2nd and 9 from midfield, approaching 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the Buffaloes on top 7-0. Back at the quarterback is Faber. And Bush, the dangerous receiver, comes in motion. Throwing his way, and he cannot make the catch. Not a great throw there by Faber. Took Bush back towards the Rangers sideline, and now a manageable 3rd down for Smithson Valley's defense.
Tough route by Bush in full sprint, not full sprint, but in a hard sprint this way, and turns the corner, and then his pass looked to be a look-in where he's just going to curl inside, and the throw was to his outside. That why it was a tough catch. But it's a simplistic offense for sure. They threw the ball and lost. Well, no, they didn't really lose a yard, but this is a tough offense to try to figure out what they want to do.
Look out for the screen here from Marshawn Brown. 39 as Bush again comes in motion. Faber off the play fake, pressured, going deep for Bush in double coverage. Pass intercepted by Mason Pierce. Not a good throw there by Faber. Pierce, a beneficiary, and the Rangers with their 9th turnover forced in district play this season.
Another bad throw, if you will, because Bush split the defenders, and he would have been ahead of them had the ball been thrown in advance.
There is no reason why a jump ball thrown there by Faber should be intercepted by a 5'10 player against a 6'5 receiver. Yet, here we are.
Maybe that's something the Rangers need to get some momentum, because right now they need help on offense.
They have yet to get a 1st down, 2 possessions in. A run for Aiken, not going anywhere. Drowned under at around the 22, maybe a yard there. 2nd down and 9.
The fake to Woodard on the jet sweep, and then the handoff off left tackle is what we've seen a lot this year. Again, this defensive line of the Clemens, the Buffalo defense has just been really manhandling the Ranger offensive line.
As tough as it is to throw the ball against Clemens, they've been just as good against the run this year. Teams have only run for 100 yards against them 3 times. A pass on 2nd down sails over the head of Ricky Rios. But again, though, a really tight window for Williams to get the ball into. Really good coverage from the Buffaloes. Jock Tyler down the field. And again, here we are, 3rd and long.
We've seen this in a lot of games this season early. Levi Williams, too much adrenaline going, and he overthrows his receivers. To me, that time, Rios had the inside step on the defender. He makes a good pass. It's a big gain. He just missed the throw.
Do want to see if they'll throw Woodard's way here on 3rd down and 9. He is lined up against Tyler from their own 22. Buffalo showing a blitz. They're going to bring 4. Williams steps up in the pocket, throws a dart for a first down. To the 35-yard line, there's Rios running a really good route.
You know, you feel bad for saying something like he missed the receiver on a bad throw, because the next one is a bullet that hit Ricky between the 1 and the 1. I mean, that was nothing wrong with that throw at all. Good enough for a first down. But you're right, their coverage right now is looking a little bit different, kind of unusual. They're up tight on Woodard, but they were way back off of the slot receiver, who seemed to be open on the play as well. And Rios on the opposite side found a seam in their zone. So we'll have to see as they continue how they cover us.
Just now, the officials made Michael Hausler leave the field, and John Bauer in his place right now at right guard. 1st and 10 from the 35. Williams will pitch it to Aiken, looking to turn the corner, and lassoed back for a loss back at the 30-yard line by Carter Brew, 6'4", 230. You look at Clemens' front 4. You've talked about them a lot, Tony. The ends have been really good so far tonight.
Brew, Nick Aiken's pretty fast.
Yeah.
And Brew chased him down from behind. I mean, he's a defensive end who just outran our little running back, who's 5'9", 160 pounds.
And now 2nd and 15, approaching 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Williams off the play fake, pressured, sacked again. The blitz off the edge, but the Buffaloes pays off back at the 20-yard line on the play there. Johnny Graham, his 3rd sack this season. 3rd down now and 25.
They are everything that we talked about early. Is they're just athletic and they're fast to the ball and they're moving with some purpose tonight.
Mm-hmm. And now the offense goes to work, needing to reach its own 45 for a first down at their own 20. 4-man rush for Clemens. Williams going deep, far side. But again, double coverage. Mason Pierce looking for a flag downfield. Looking to get Jackson Macias called on the penalty. It doesn't come, and the Rangers will punt again.
Well, he did get grabbed, but other than that, I think the ball might have been uncatchable.
Yeah. And so Smithson Valley gets that elusive first down on this possession, but after that they go backwards and punting once more for the 3rd time in the opening quarter. Anderson from his zone 5. His first 2 punts have not looked great tonight. See if this one's any better. It hangs high in the air, and it takes a Ranger roll, picked up by the Buffaloes, and the returner Van Dyke on the return inside the 40 and down to the 37-yard line. He did not signal for a fair catch. He was telling his teammates to let the ball go, but as soon as it bounced right to him, he made a play.
He saw that the spiral was such, you knew Smithson Valley was probably going to get a good bounce out of it. So he was waving his players from his team out of the way. He saw a good bounce and took off with it. And again, they have great field position.
Yeah, that's the important thing of this game tonight. The Rangers have been unable to flip the field at any point. And now the Smithson Valley 37. Faber opens the drive at quarterback and will hand off to Brown. Again into that teeth of the Ranger defense as a lineman for the Buffaloes loses his helmet. That play doesn't yield anything. 2nd and 10. And the center, Dawson Milner, will have to leave for a play.
And you'll have to understand that you lose a senior center. The backup is a senior as well, but you don't know how many snaps he's had with the starting quarterback this week in practice.
Fort opens too, by the way, which snaps the ball from the quarterback being under center. Under minutes to go, first quarter. Buffalo's looking really impressive so far. 2nd attempt for the Ranger 37. This might be offsides. Flags fly in as Brown is dropped at around the 33. But this should make it a free play in 2nd and 5 now for the Buffaloes.
Didn't see which one of our linemen jumped, but one of the inside interior linemen seemed to jump into the neutral zone on that one.
Saw this quite a few times last week against Wagner. And I wonder if Clemens picked up on that. Of course, last week, Smithson Valley was far superior to Wagner, where the penalties didn't hurt them, but in a game like this, they're going to loom large.
Right.
Could be the final play of the first quarter. 2nd and 5 from the Ranger 32. Faber will hand it off again to Brown. Trying to cut it back to his left and then taken down at the 30 for 2 yards. That'll set up 3rd down and 3 when we come back. Clemens off to an early 7-0 lead through 1 quarter play from Ranger Stadium. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
When you're ready for a break, hurry in to Chicken Express. Let us do all the cooking for you. We always offer high-quality, affordable meals that the entire family will enjoy. Our chicken is never frozen and it's hand-battered fresh so you can really taste the difference. You can expect fast and friendly service at Chicken Express, whether you dine in, drive through, or drive up. Hurry in and hurry back to Chicken Express.
It's really great to be part of this wonderful community. Smithson Valley is about friends, family, and taking good care of one another. And at Ferris Orthodontics, we believe in the same thing.
Our new patients are referred to us by friends. We treat everyone like family, and we will take care of you by giving you a healthy smile.
Ferris Orthodontics.
Line them up.
And we welcome you back to Ranger Stadium, ready for the start of the second quarter. Smithson Valley has some work to do. Buffalo's on top, 7-0. And Tony, we did wonder coming into the game tonight if Clemens' defense was for real, given the opposition they had played the past month. But we can tell you after 1 quarter that defense is for real.
They are for real.
The offense now positioned to maybe take a 2-possession lead. 3rd down and 3 at the Ranger 30 to start the second quarter. Burleson back in the quarterback, keeps it himself, churns forward, spotted the football. I think he is just short. Now let's see where they mark it. He had to reach the 27 for a first down, and the ball placed at the 28. And decision time coming up now for Coach Jared Johnston.
Kind of a different scenario. You look at what Burleson's done this year, 9 carries for 53 yards, and yet he's the guy that carries it on the play. So as the season has evolved, obviously they've found different ways to use their backup quarterback, and option-type running is what they found.
Well, here we go. Buffalo's going for it. 4th down and a yard at the Ranger 28. Backs lined up with the I formation as Bush motions at receiver for the Buffaloes.
They ran out of time.
They tried to draw the Rangers off sides. They weren't biting. So a 5-yard penalty makes it 4th and 6 from the 33. That'd be a 50-yard field goal unless Coach Johnson called for a timeout first before the delay of game. And he did. So, 2 things here. Your field goal could still be in play, 45 yards out, much more makeable than 50, obviously. And 4th and 1, much more doable than 4th and 6.
You know, we watched Taylor in warm-ups, and I don't know that I have confidence. I would have confidence from him from 45 yards out, because it seemed to me anything around the 30-yard line, which would be a 40-yard kick, was getting over on occasion, but barely over. So 5 yards further back, I don't know that that's the answer. What I feel, watching their offensive line the first quarter, I'm running the ball.
Yeah. The longest this year that Taylor has made is 28 yards. I mean, this is, almost 20 yards outside of his comfort zone. I'm with you, Tony. The way that Brown has run the football, not just tonight, but throughout the entire season, the way they line up, too, a lot of under center stuff, I'm going for it here. And the Buffaloes agree. Here's the offense again. Again, backs in the eye, 4th and a yard at the Ranger 28. Faber, the quarterback, keeps it himself, and he's got the first to the 26. This drive will continue.
Right guard Diego Garcia, along with the rest of that offensive line, got a surge that was good enough for Faber simply to fall forward and get the first down.
And the Buffaloes again in position for points here, but not just that. You hear a lot of times about the best defense is a good offense. I think Clemens is twofold here. Their defense is really good, but the offense does them a lot of favors as well, eating up a lot of clock.
They do want to make the game shorter, as you talked about earlier. This is an offense that continues to milk the clock and make the game a much shorter game.
Think about this. They've run 2 plays in this quarter, already 90 seconds gone by. On first down, it is a run for Bush inside the 20. And the talented receiver is still running down to the 10. First and goal coming up for the Buffaloes there. A lot of misdirection on that play, and it's a good one for Clemens.
Really a tough, I think it was Keeler who was out on the edge who had a shot at him, and Bush made a nice move to get around him. They have some weapons. We've talked about the Ranger weapons. They've shown they have weapons as well.
And Bush might be the best of them all. Again, you look at that frame, 6'5", 193. He has received over 40 FBS offers, considered to be a 4-star recruit. And now lines up wide left here on first and goal from the 10. Already 2 minutes gone by, second quarter, Buffaloes on top. 7-0, angling for more. Run play, Marshawn Brown, and Witcher right there to drape over his back. Good second effort, though, by Brown. Churns out about 4 yards. Second and goal from the 6.
And a good description there. He got to the line of scrimmage where he was met, and he still ended up with 4 yards. That's a good running back.
I wonder now, even if this is 4-down territory for Clemens. You know, if you don't get it, that defense of the Buffaloes comes out defending against a long field. I put a lot of faith in their hands.
Play clock goes under 15, and they're just now breaking the huddle.
Yep. Something we'll be following all night tonight. Second and goal for the 6. Faber hands to Brown. At that time, he is driven back. At the 6, no gain. Good job by the Rangers there defensively up front. Patrick Elliott, big body up there, 5'6", 210. And now third and goal from the 6-yard line.
The thing about Patrick Elliott is he's so low to the ground, he got underneath the offensive lineman that time and met him in the hole, and that was a dynamic play by the senior defensive tackle.
And here's Faber in for the sidelines to relay the call. You see so many high school offenses now, up-tempo, spread. This is taking the game back 30 years.
Yeah, he doesn't look to the sideline, he runs to it.
Third and goal. Shotgun snap to Faber. Pressured, flushed out to his right, throws, end zone, touchdown. Short right corner, Peyton McDowell. You hear Tony call for the flag, don't see it out there though. And on third and goal for the 6, Faber delivers a strike to the tight end McDowell, and the Buffaloes are on top 13-0.
I'm blown away. Jaron Zillman has a chance to go get Faber, and the right tackle just has grabbed his shoulder blade, his shoulder pads, and is holding him out there, and there's no call.
Surprised McDowell doesn't get more passes thrown his way. Just his 4th catch this year at 6'2", 225. PAT, by the way, no good. And it is a 13-0 Buffalo lead. 8:16 left until halftime. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
Introducing Hut Rewards from Pizza Hut. Finally, a rewards program that gives you points toward free pizza with every dollar you spend online. And get unlimited double rewards through October 1st. Don't settle for a piece of the pie. Join Hut Rewards today and earn free pizza faster. That's why no one outpizzas the Hut.
It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and saford.com.
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium. 8:16 left in the second quarter. And Clemens on top 13-0 moments ago. Mitchell Faber, his 8th touchdown pass this year, hooking up with the tight end Peyton McDowell. And the Buffaloes playing extremely well to start this game, but this is not uncharted waters for the Rangers. Go back, all the way back to the season opener. They were down 10 points late against Pflugerville. Hendrickson came back to win the game. Short kickoff fielded by Pierce. Has the corner, turns it to the 40-yard line, and a block to the outside. And down near midfield, ball taken away by Van Dyke. The whistles never blew. Van Dyke is running inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Clemens. What a play for the Buffaloes as the Ranger coaches and players are all kinds of confused right now. Didn't see an official signal anything either way. What's the call? I got to be honest with you, I don't think he was down. I thought the play was clean, but no official blew a whistle or ran with the play either to make a call.
Yeah, no one blew their whistle. That was for sure. But it's got to be a touchdown. If the whistles didn't blow, they can't go back and review it or anything like that.
And the officials are calling for a timeout.
What do they need to talk to Larry Hill for?
I don't think this would work in the Rangers' favor. If they're having a timeout to talk with Coach Hill, I believe it would be to tell him why this play will stand. Looking at Coach Johnson across the way for Clemens. His body language tough to read as well. We know this for certain. One coach is going to be very upset here in a moment. Still no call on the field.
This is
bizarre.
Larry Hill is not happy, so I still have got to believe it's against the result will be not in the Rangers' favor. Football's down in the end zone. No one picked it up after the touchdown. Well, they're going to set the ball on the 30. What?
I think they're going to award the ball to Clemens, but no return.
Well, but the ball was out here at the 47s where he was tackled.
And looking at the personnel, it is Clemens' offense. What a bizarre turn of events in this game. Bottom line, Buffalo's on top, 13-zip with the ball again at the Ranger 30-yard line. And again, with the way that the Buffaloes bleed the clock, if they can take a 3-possession lead, that could be killer. Marshawn Brown on first down, dragged down. C.J. Keeler back at the 40-yard line for a loss of 10, second down and 20.
Great penetration by C.J. that time. He read the play as it was just a sweep going to the left, a slow developing play at that, and he made penetration up to meet the running back, but I still wonder, how did the ball get to the 30, Brent? There's nothing about that play unless it's picked up at the 47 or so, and there's a 15-yard penalty gets it to the 30, but we didn't see a pen.
It feels as if there was a compromise made.
Almost, yes.
By the officials. Second and 20, and Faber will hand it off to the backup running back, but whistles and a flag thrown first. That was Kyle Smiley Lewis ready to take the ball, but false start makes it second and 25. And yeah, Tony, going back to it, it's as if the officials say, okay, we don't know what the call should be. So how about this? No touchdown, but it is Clemens' ball, but we'll give them some yards out of it.
I don't know.
Bottom line right now is that Smithson Valley desperately needs a stop on this possession. Because again, if you fall behind 3 possessions, you only might get 8 more in this game.
If that many.
Second and 25. Whistles blow again. Coach Johnston for the Buffaloes called for time.
That's a strange timeout because I'm telling you what, they had 2 receivers on the top side that one of them was uncovered as Mason Pierce wasn't sure which side of the field to go on. They had an uncovered receiver up there, and they called the timeout. That puzzles me.
Looking at this Buffalo team, a year ago finished 5-5, very disappointing in the senior year of Frank Harris. Many had huge expectations for him. They did not make the playoffs a year ago. This after winning 11 games in the season prior and making the region finals, facing rival Steele then. And so many wondered, okay, so Frank Harris is gone. What is his team going to be? Well, even though they don't have that athletic of a quarterback and Faber's not the player Harris is, the team pretty darn good.
They are good, and they're, came in. We've talked about this throughout the game. They're 6-0, 3-0. They have average offensive numbers. Their defensive numbers don't jump out at you. There's nobody that just says, hey, this is, other than Tommy Bush, the receiver, that this is material for the next level. And yet they play they play like an undefeated team right now on both sides of the ball.
And this their first 6-0 start in a dozen years. Out of the timeout, 2nd and 25 at the Ranger 45-yard line. And there is the aforementioned Bush going in motion. Faber looking his way, going deep, and the pass is dropped. A great attempt down the seam by the receiver Vicente Perez, could not hold it in, and now 3rd and 25.
Again, they use Bush as the detraction on that, as Trayvon and the other Ranger covering the pass. That was a bad throw. He was open.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the route he wants if Bush is the detractor, as both defenders are shading his way, and Perez moves into a zone where he's got a chance to catch a ball around the 20 and get a first down, and the throw just isn't on target.
This game is almost 18 minutes old. The Rangers have had the football 3 times. Whistles before the next snap, and boy, Coach Johnson is livid at his football team right now. Has to burn another timeout. Their second. The Buffaloes have 1 remaining. Actually, no, check that. That is their final 1 of the half with 6:42 to go.
Strange to call 2 timeouts on 1 drive.
Especially this down and distance.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't 3rd down and 3 territory here. This is 3rd and 25.
I guess it's 2 different drives because of the fumbled kickoff.
Right.
But you know, in 1 2 or 3 minute span, you've called a couple of timeouts. The first one, of course, it's 4th down. You want to talk about what you want to do on 4th and 1. This is 3rd and 25. He was unhappy about something. You were absolutely correct. What that was, we don't know.
Ranger defense is ready. I would imagine that Woodard gets the assignment of Bush no matter what, because this would be jump ball territory here for Clemens to convert, and you want your best, most athletic, tallest corner against him. And lo and behold, he does draw the Bush assignment. 3rd and 25. Run on a wildcat play to the 40 and maybe the 38. I haven't called his name yet tonight. Tyler Smith, listed on the roster as a defensive lineman, was the one who carried the football there. And that's good for about 7 yards, and Clemens is going to punt the football back.
And we haven't seen him punt yet, so we've seen a defense that's been hard to move and an offense that's been efficient. We haven't seen special teams other than a couple of pooch kickoffs.
Here is Jackson Macias out to punt. Also plays cornerback for the Buffaloes.
Good average.
He has pinned opponents inside their 20-yard line 3 times this year. Here is the rush. A wobbly punt. Woodard has no choice but to make the fair catch, and does at the 13-yard line. Does his job. Rangers again faced with a long field, as we are just past the halfway point of the second quarter, and Smithson Valley still down 13-0.
All right, you're Larry Hill. You've been around the block a few times. You're facing a defense that seems to have outplayed you for a quarter and a half, but your offense has been one of the juggernaut offenses so far in high school football in the region. What do you do now? What have you seen that you can come up with? And I think that's what has to happen now. They've got to find something that gives them a chance to move the ball.
On first down from the 13. Diego Cervantes, the one who comes in motion, and a quarterback run on the draw yields a couple to the 15-yard line. 2nd down and 8.
Again, we haven't run Levi on purpose tonight, so not a bad look through and making all your motion go right. Having a quick little trap block on this side to seal out the end, so there was a seam there, but again, they're so quick to the ball defensively. They just don't let you run very far before one of them's there to hit you.
Important down here for the Rangers because the 3rd downs have been far too long so far in the game. A screen for Pierce, read beautifully by Clemens. There were about 3 or 4 Buffaloes right there on the play to sniff that out. No gain, sets up 3rd down and 8.
I see a linebacker out there when they come back. That was simply the cornerback just took a Dorsal Hunter's block and just blew it up and went right for the ball. Not a bad design play. If you can hold that block, then you have a chance to run a couple of yards up the field, but the block didn't hold.
Woodard checks back into the game here on 3rd down and 8 from the 15. Ranger offense trying to show some signs of life. A pass for Woodard, makes a catch and makes a move in the open field across the 35-yard line. And it takes 2 Buffaloes to finally sling him down at the 40. That was the play the Rangers were waiting for.
Levi Williams threw another great ball. The ball's on the right hash. He threw it to the left numbers and threw a dart right into Trayvon's arms.
Important drive here for Smithson Valley to score a touchdown because, keep in mind, Clemens will have the football to start the second half. 1st and 10 from the 40, approaching 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Buffalo's on top, 13-zip. Williams taking a shot deep for Rios. Just overthrew him by about a yard. If he hits him in stride, he's gone.
Yes, we just missed that one, but Trayvon went from about the 50-yard line to about their 40 without anyone within 10 or 15 yards of him. After the ball was thrown, he looked back and just said, I don't want the ball necessarily, but I was wide open, and I don't know that it's not worth the risk on 1st down to try that, to stretch the defense. But you had another 20 to 30-yard gain, Woodard over the middle on that pass pattern.
We haven't seen Williams miss a lot on deep throws this year.
That is correct.
2nd and 10, 4 wide for Williams. A passing down. He is pressured and will take off and run and picks up about 3 to bring up 3rd down and 7. Stop made there by Daniel Williams, and another 3rd and long coming up for the Rangers.
It was a pass play. You think he just felt the pressure and thought he needed to run because 4 different receivers were out in pass patterns. And
the blocking was set up for a pass as well.
Yeah.
I think some of the early hits might be in the head of Levi Williams a little bit right now. 3rd and 7.
Big play call.
Rangers have to reach midfield for a first. Buffalo showing a blitz. They're going to bring it. Quick pass caught by Adozo Hunter, and he fights for the 1st down inside of midfield. Brushed off the coverage from Jock Tyler, and the Rangers for the first time inside of Buffalo territory.
They're a very physical team. When they hit you, and they hit you with numbers. But right now it seems like we found something in the pass game that we like, and I think mostly it's the coverage that isn't as tight as we've seen this year.
The big down so far on this drive has been 3rd. The Rangers have gotten their biggest chunks of yards on 3rd down. Here's a 1st down run by Mason Pierce. Kind of cut into the outside, breaking tackles inside the 45. And Pierce, who did lose the fumble on the kickoff return earlier in traffic, has dropped it around the 43.
A different kind of run because he didn't get beyond the line of scrimmage before he was met with 2 or 3 white jerseys. He just kind of juked and bobbed and pushed and shoved and got some help and ended up getting 4 yards out of what it should have been nothing.
Well, Pierce comes out. Woodard is back in. 2nd and 6 from the Buffalo 44. And Williams will keep it himself. Design quarterback run. Slams right into a Clemens defender. And stood up at the 41 for 3 more yards. But now manageable 3rd down coming up, 3rd and about 3.
Their linebackers, Johnny Graham, Derek Lewis, and Anthony Graham, have been inside the box the whole game. They've got 7 guys in the box the whole time on defense. And when Levi runs that quarterback draw, the linebackers haven't been touched yet, at least one of them. And each time he's met that linebacker right in the hole.
3rd and 3, the Buffalo 41. And now we've hit the final 100 seconds of the second quarter. And Williams now with an audible here. Big 3rd down of the game. Woodard, the motion man. And the give to him. Blocks to the outside. Turns on the Jets inside the 35 and a 1st down. At the Buffalo, they'll mark him out of the 32-yard line. What a huge play there for the Rangers.
And it's just a numbers game. The coaches saw what we saw as well. They had 2 receivers. The Rangers had 2 receivers out here. They had 2 cover guys matched up, but no other help was there. The linebackers stayed inside, as I've described. They've done much of the night. The defensive end was inside of the tackle because our tight end was right. And it just was a scenario that everything looked like it would work, and it did.
Again, this is a defense which has given up 1 touchdown since September the 12th. On 1st down from the 31. Williams again the quarterback draw and slices inside the 30 to the 28 for about 3 yards. You know, we talked about how physical, right, this Clemens defense is. Williams is taking some hits right now.
Cervantes was there to make the block on the linebacker Lewis, and he got enough of him that Levi got into the hole, but Lewis beat him on the back end to be able to make the tackle. It was a nice design play with one guy in the way, and we couldn't keep him blocked.
Final minute, second quarter. Rangers still scoreless as we approach halftime. On 2nd and 7, Williams will hand off to Aiken up the middle, squeezing forward to the 24-yard line for about 4 more yards, and the Rangers will spend their first timeout with 3rd down and 3 coming up.
Didn't see who it was. It was one of the interior linemen. It looked like it might have been Brown. Nick Aiken gets through the hole, but he gets a shoestring and he goes down. Otherwise, he's into the end zone.
So 45 seconds here, Tony, a time-consuming drive by the Rangers. 2 timeouts left. We've seen Smithson Valley call quite a few runs on this drive. Have to think with the clock situation, you may not be able to do much more of that.
Jet sweeps to a receiver where you know you can get out of bounds, obviously. But yes, right. Nick Aiken up the middle or even Levi up the middle without a first down to stop the clock even for a second so you can get up and spike the ball. It's a really tough scenario to try to run the ball. You do have 2 timeouts left to give you that opportunity on 1 or 2 plays, but it's not something you can utilize more than that.
If you're thinking about, okay, if the Rangers don't get a touchdown, can they at least score on the drive? The field goal range for Mason Reed is 40 yards. That's his career long. That would put the ball at around the 23-yard line, and right now it's at the 24.
I don't think there's anybody down there in blue jerseys that wants a field goal right now, though. I think everybody senses this is the first time we've had success. We need to finish the drive.
You're down 13 points. A field goal keeps it a 2-possession game. And the possessions that's the important number to remember in this game tonight. Out of the timeout. No Woodard on the field here for the offense. 3rd down and 3. Pearson motion. A run play for Aiken up the middle. And that's not going to do it. The Buffaloes converge and stop them at around the 23. Maybe a yard there. 4th and 2. And Coach Hill spins his second timeout.
2 tight end set. Kind of felt like they were going to try to run it. Didn't know how. It was simply a matter of our offensive line hasn't been able to move their defensive line out of the way. Hasn't been able to get to the second level with a block. And hasn't been able really to get the kind of surge it takes to run the football. Even if you're trapping, you still need to move people out of the way.
So now 1 timeout left for Smithson Valley. Both teams again coming in 6-0. 3-0 in district play.
You feel like we're going to go for it, though, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I go back to the conversation we had, a minute ago about a field goal. You know, you're still down 2 possessions, and Clemens will have the football to open the 3rd quarter. I'm not sure what good a field goal does here for you. Now, if it were 4th and 10 from the 23, that's different.
Yes.
But 4th and 2 here, yeah, you got to go for it.
And the yard to make is the 21, maybe just inside the 21.
And Mason Reed stays on the sideline. Here comes the offense, needing 2 yards for a first down. And there, back in the formation, lining up wide to the left, is Woodard. 4 receivers for Williams on 4th down. Looking to throw. Rolls out left, throws deep for Woodard, intercepted at the goal line. That's Taylor running left to the 20-25. He's got blocks downfield, inside and midfield, cutting it back to the inside, breaks a tackle and down to the 35-yard line. Jock Tyler, beg your pardon, on the pick, his 5th this year with 20 seconds to go in the half. The Buffaloes a chance for more points, but more importantly, they deny the Rangers at the goal line.
First of all, Tyler, his 5th interception, 2 he's returned for a touchdowns, and you see why on that return. Not real sure where the play was designed to go to begin with. Levi looked like he had a quick pass. Hunter was in the slot on the left side, uncovered for 10 yards. You need 2. Take 2 steps and throw him the ball. I don't really know what the idea was on the play, but I don't think that was it.
If it's a jump ball, it wasn't the right pass thrown by Williams. On first down, Faber throws a pass complete to the tight end, but in play, shy of the first down marker as well. Clock is ticking inside of 10 seconds. Faber rushes underneath center and will spike the ball with 4 seconds to go. And if they do attempt a field goal here, it would be from about 49 yards away. And boy, again, you go back to the turnover. Williams' first interception in district play this season. 2 defenders were right there.
Yeah, he was double covered.
And a tough break for the Rangers after a promising drive. Offense stays out there. Maybe one shot at the end zone here for the Buffaloes. And watch out for number 11. Faber looking to throw. Going the opposite way for Perez. That pass intercepted by Mason Pierce at the goal line. His second tonight. Taking it back to the 30. Still running. Midfield. He's still churning, but then tackled out around the Buffalo 40-yard line. Great return by Mason Pierce. Keeps the Buffaloes off the scoreboard.
Whoa,
as a flag flies in just now. If this is against Clemens, the half is not over here.
Did you see what happened? Mason Pierce was standing up after getting tackled, and the lineman who tackled him shoved him in the back. A couple of Rangers came over to defend him, and a flag was thrown. We'll have to see what it was.
Officials talking things over as both teams are going to the respective locker rooms right now. It's a dead ball foul, so the half is over. This would be assessed to start the second half. We have hit halftime from Smithson Valley. Your score, Buffaloes 13, Rangers nothing. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
It's really great to be part of this wonderful community. Smithson Valley is about friends, family, and taking good care of one another. And at Ferris Orthodontics, we believe in the same thing.
Our new patients are referred to us by friends. We treat everyone like family, and we will take care of you by giving you a healthy smile.
Ferris Orthodontics.
Line them up.
Introducing Hut Rewards from Pizza Hut. Finally, a rewards program that gives you points toward free pizza with every dollar you spend online. And get unlimited double rewards through October 1st. Don't settle for a piece of the pie. Join Hut Rewards today and earn free pizza faster. That's why no one out-pizzas the Hut.
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium. At the half, your score, it is Clemens 13, Smithson Valley nothing. And now this time at our halftime coverage, we turn things over to the playing of the Smithson Valley Marching Band.
Tonight, the Ranger Band will be performing their 2017 UIL show entitled Revolution. The show will feature music from Chester, the Broadway musical Les Mis, Freedom by George Michael, as well as Mad World by Tears for Fears, and Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture. Please welcome the 2017 Ranger Band.
It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and SAFord.com. It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and SAFord.com.
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium. Smithson Valley down 13-0 as we get ready to start the third quarter. Brain Freeman with Tony Brubaker, Chris Gutierrez, and our entire Rangers Network crew. And Smithson Valley for the first time in a lot of trouble at the half, down by a couple of scores. And to make matters worse, the Buffaloes will get the football to start this second half. Smithson Valley, Tony, I get the sense, needs to make a play, and fairly soon in this third quarter.
I couldn't agree with you anymore. I think the first 6 minutes of this half will determine the winner of the game. If the Rangers come out and make some plays, make a stop, move the ball, get a score, do something productive, then I think there's a chance the Rangers have to come away with a win tonight. But I don't think if this game is extended with this kind of situation that we've had, the Rangers, they need to make something happen soon.
Now, if you recall, the half ended with an interception at the goal line by Mason Pierce. Took it back out of the Buffalo 40-yard line. He then got pushed over by a Buffalo player, and that led to 2 personal fouls against Clemens. So the opening third quarter kickoff comes inside of Buffalo territory. If you're the Rangers here, you might be tempted to try an onside kick. And Reed, though, will kick it deep and returnable from the 5 out to the 10, and that's all. Maybe Van Dyke got it out to the 12-yard line, but for the first time tonight, the Buffaloes have bad field position to start a drive.
And that's certainly something we didn't see the entire first half. You're right, the first time tonight, I don't know that they had the ball any further back than the Smithson Valley 35 or 40.
Doesn't seem like it. I think only one possession of theirs began at their own end of the field. But now it's paramount that the Ranger defense get a stop quickly here. 3 and out preferred. And here's Faber.
Or a turnover.
Or that on the Buffalo offense at its own 12-yard line. 3 wide in first down for the senior quarterback. And Faber will hand off to Marshawn Brown. And buried by Colmansberger. Haven't called his name a lot tonight. Also there was Keeler at the 12-yard line. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Something they've done all night long, a handoff to Brown. And something that's happened many times tonight. The defensive line was there. Again, as they make the play clock work to their favor, stretching the game out, making the game shorter in the number of plays. This is what they do, so a big stop on 2nd down would be nice.
By the time the ball is snapped, nearly a minute will have already expired off the clock of this third quarter. On its second play, quarterback keeper for Faber trying to get wide. In pursuit is Chubb, and the safety forces him out of bounds right around the marker. back at the line of scrimmage. Again, the 12-yard line. Again, no gain, and a big 3rd and 10 coming up.
An interesting play call. This time, Faber, who hasn't carried the ball much tonight, took it himself and didn't have a whole lot of blockers out there. Kind of a strange look.
He's not a runner. 22 yards rushing in the entire season. 3rd down, 10 to go, and that play also helped out the Rangers because it went out of bounds, stopping the clock. From the 12, kind of an option look here. It is an option play. Burleson will keep it, and he's got the 1st down and more into the secondary, down to the 30-yard line, 18-yard pickup. Big play there for Clemens.
You mentioned the option, and that's what they did. They gave the Ranger defense a different look, something they hadn't seen, and there was a spot for the runner to go.
Again, this is a very bizarre offense. You know,
Yeah.
Clemens, what they ran the previous 3 years with Frank Harris, an ultra-athletic quarterback, spread offense, let him run the football. This is a little bit of everything. Option look again. That time the Rangers get the stop. Did the ball come free? It did, and the Rangers have the football inside the 30-yard line. Coming out with it, Alex Flores.
What an unusual situation. I don't know that any one of us saw the ball come loose. It might have happened on the center exchange. Everything went into a pile really quickly, but the Rangers come up with the first big play of the second half and come up with a turnover.
We were asking at halftime, when would Smithson Valley get that special teams play, that turnover to get a short field? Well, they get it here with 10:33 to go in the 3rd quarter and a chance to make it a one-possession game. Not a good first half for Levi Williams at quarterback, through an interception towards the end of the first half, negating a Ranger scoring chance. 1st down pass is caught by a Dorsal Hunter. Out of bounds at around the 23 for 5. 2nd down and 5 to go.
Nice design play with Trevon taking him down the field. Hunter goes from his tight end slot out into the flat. Levi has an easy throw, his first throw of the second half, something that he can complete and get positive yards out of. A good 1st down play.
I mentioned the pick, and on that play, a Dorsal Hunter was open, and Williams missed him. 2nd down and 5. Williams hands off to Franco, spinning out of trouble, but then runs into Moore. And then trying to reverse field, and that was a mistake. He'll lose a lot. Back behind the 25 all the way to the 29-yard line. Rangers fortunate it was marked there. And now it's 3rd down and 11.
They were very fortunate that the line judge just stopped after he started spinning, because he wasn't going anywhere forward anytime soon.
The Rangers have to reach the Buffalo 18 for a 1st down. On 3rd and 11, Williams back to throw. Throwing deep and too high for Ricky Rios. Again, the defender was coming in, Daniel Williams, to provide pressure. 4th and 11.
What a great route by Ricky Rios, and Levi just simply threw the ball 5 yards over his head. He did a nice from the slot, did a nice little post move, and then flared out towards the pylon, and he was given about a 5, 6, 7 yard cushion. Levi just simply had to drop it to him, and again, something we've talked about, Levi's not comfortable in his own skin right now, and he made a bad throw.
The Rangers have forced 3 turnovers tonight, but they've yet to cash any of them in for points. 4th and 11, they're going for it. Williams, a strike over the middle, caught inside the 10. What a catch by the aforementioned Ricky Rios.
Great route again, as he simply just drove himself right into the defensive back and then turned it inside. And Levi that time threw a bullet right on target. And I think the defensive back even got there a half a step early.
He was covered well. That was, I would think, Williams' best throw tonight by a mile. And now goal to go inside the 10. A trips formation here on 1st down. Motion from Woodard. The handoff running left, looking for a block, and he is taken out of bounds just shy of the 5 at around the 6. Good defensive pursuit there by Clemens on the play. Savian Jenkins. Again, that front 4 very good for Clemens all night. 2nd and goal from the 6.
A nice play that we've run a lot to the short side of the field. That time their numbers were just too much for him really to get much. He got a couple of yards, but hard to get into the end zone from that side.
This drive must be a touchdown for the Rangers.
I don't think there's any doubt.
Woodard comes out of the formation here. Goal to go on second down from the 6. Cervantes, the motion man. Williams on the keeper, cutting left. And again, Clemens' defensive pursuit is on point tonight as Williams has stood up at around the 5, and 3rd and goal from there.
Just a scenario that it's been really hard for him to get up the field very much, and even with some blockers ahead of him, not much room for him to find an alley to run into.
Rangers just 17 yards rushing in the game. 3rd and goal from the 6. Rangers still down 13-0. Williams back to throw. Good protection. Throws end zone behind Mason Pierce. I wonder that ball, though, was tipped. Regardless, incomplete, and all this talk about a must-score touchdown here. The Rangers will send out the field goal unit and try to get on the board.
I don't think you have any choice now that you're into the second half, that you've been unable to get under the scoreboard tonight. Here's a chance, 4th and goal from the 6. Yeah, you could go forward again, but let's get 3 points and get started with that scoring second half.
Mason Reed has made 7 field goals in his career, and this one from 23 yards out is on the money, and the Rangers are on the board. 8:22 to go, 3rd quarter. Clemens 13, Smithson Valley 3. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
It's really great to be part of this wonderful community. Smithson Valley is about friends, family, and taking good care of one another. And at Ferris Orthodontics, we believe in the same thing.
Our new patients are referred to us by friends. We treat everyone like family, and we will take care of you by giving you a healthy smile.
Ferris Orthodontics.
Line them up.
It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and SAFord.com.
A recovered fumble by Alex Flores leads to the Rangers' first points of the night. Now trailing 13-3 following a 23-yard field goal made by Mason Reed. But the Rangers still down by 2 scores. Here's Reed's ensuing kickoff into the end zone. Tommy Bush, no chance for a return, and the Buffaloes start at their own 25-yard line.
Puzzled there that their kick returners weren't standing on the goal line, as Mason Reed has gotten it into the end zone or through the end zone most of the year. If you want to do a kickoff return, and I would believe with their talent back there that they would, that was kind of surprising.
So we saw the Ranger defense come through earlier, and the way this game is playing out, this Ranger defense is going to have to keep making plays to give the offense a chance. Smithson Valley is not winning this game 37-34. High formation or first down for the Buffaloes at their own 25. A run for the short back this time, and it's Zuber who makes a stop at around the 32. First carry tonight for Josh Moore, only his 6th this year, but a good one. Will bring up second down and 3.
One of those short fire plug kind of fullbacks, if you will. You mentioned it's only his 6th carry. All of those previously were in the last game.
The Buffaloes have not asked Faber to throw the ball much tonight. A lot of grinding and clock-killing plays so far. 2nd and 3, I formation again. This time the deep back Marshawn Brown breaking tackles. And a first down to the 40-yard line. Well, again, he's a load. 5'9", 182. And you talk about his workload throughout the season, averaging more than 25 carries a game, and for good reason. He's a good back.
And they've got a good offensive line. You know, Benson, Smith, Milner, Garcia, Castillo, they're all getting a surge and all getting the defense back on its heels. They've had some lanes to run the ball.
5 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter. Buffaloes on top by 10. Faber now out of the gun, hands off to Brown again, and the Rangers chop him down to the backfield. That time Keeler in on another tackle. Again, he's been having a great senior season. No gain there, 2nd and 10.
And that clock just keeps moving when they have the ball, doesn't it? Play clock nothing really.
We said at halftime that the Rangers might get 5 more possessions. One of those is already gone. So if you think there's only 4 more left in this game and you're down 2 scores, your margin for error is at 0. 2nd and 10 from the 40. Faber will hand off to Brown again, and the Rangers again make the play. Flores on the tackle. Only a yard there to the 41. Big 3rd down and 9 coming up.
I haven't felt this or said this many times tonight. That, again, a slow developing play. You know, there's 2 backs back there. He turns, Brown doesn't get the ball till late, and he's still 7 yards deep before he gets the ball. It's not like he's moved forward at all. A tough play to seem to be able to get momentum to go forward and get some yardage. Good job by the defense.
Now, earlier in the quarter on 3rd and long, we saw Clemens go with an option look here. Not this time. On 3rd and 9, they go out of the shotgun. Faber will hand it off to Brown on the draw, and Brown leans forward, but not enough for the 1st down. Chubb right there to make the play for Smithson Valley along with Zuber. Stopped it around the 47, and the Buffaloes will punt.
I would be a little leery of the punt here. Just between you and me, I don't think they have any margin for error, only up by 10, but it just seems to me this would be an unusual time to fake a punt.
Now, if they do punt, there's a dangerous man back to return at Woodard, and still waiting for that first explosive punt return for a score by Woodard.
Van Dyke is the up back in there, even though they snap it through.
Macias will punt it, and Woodard fields it at the 15. Looking for an alley, cutting it outside, back to his right, squeezing through across the 20, across the 25, and to the 28-yard line. All things considered, not a bad return.
10 yards on a return with a lot of opportunity to go farther and a lot of opportunity to go shorter.
Give the Buffaloes credit. Yeah. They covered that very well. And the Rangers, down by 10, take over at their own 28 with 4:45 to go in this 3rd quarter. So the Rangers have had a couple of drives, their last 2 offensive possessions, only 3 points, and it's taken them a lot of time to drive the football. There hasn't been that one explosive play.
Finishing right now. Their whole goal has to be, let's finish something. Let's finish a drive with a touchdown. Let's finish a series with a 1st down.
From their own 28, one play, Aiken up the middle. Good 1st down run to the 35. That's good for 7. 2nd down and 3.
A lot of good blocks on that one. A lot of good ones. Cervantes had a great block on the edge. I think Clifton and Bauer each had good blocks on the left side of the line. Everyone seemed to put a helmet on a helmet and move them enough for him to have a seam to run.
And we haven't said that a lot tonight either.
That is correct.
2nd and 3. Rangers have to stay ahead of the chains as they are now. On 2nd down, run for Aiken, cutting it outside across the 40. Still running into the Clemens secondary to the 45. That's good for 10. And more hat-on-hat blocking there.
Boy, this time it was Cervantes and Hunter on the edge. Kopney and Hausler on the right side. Again, getting moved. Aiken kind of bounced outside that time where he had the 2 backs blocking for him and had a seam enough to get some good yardage.
You get the sense if Smithson Valley can score on this drive and score a touchdown, the momentum really shifts into their favor.
And you put some pressure on their offense to have to do something. Maybe make a mistake.
On 1st down as the Rangers approach midfield. Motion from Pierce, takes the handoff, has some blockers inside of midfield, stays at his feet inside the 40 and pushed out there. Finally by Mayberry, and the Ranger running game now picking things up.
I don't know if you saw that, but Mayberry didn't let go of him for about 10 yards out of bounds. Not enough to draw a flag, but I'm sure it drew some attention of one of the officials.
It's been a pretty testy game so far tonight.
Mason Pierce, though, running the ball again. The kind of scenario where he has success is that run right there.
3:30 left, 3rd quarter. 1st down from the Buffalo 39. Williams hands off to Aikens up the middle, and that time Clemens' defense stands strong. On the stop there, Anthony Graham, their leading tackler on the season. However, there was a penalty marker thrown. Was this offsides? Nope. Illegal procedure against Smithson Valley.
Same scenario where we had Hunter and Cervantes on the right side trying to seal the edge. This time the runner went inside, didn't have as much room there. Don't know, again, without knowing the play, if that's the way it was supposed to go.
Rios checks out. Into the game, Bobby Palomine at tight end. And also back in is Woodard, lines up wide to the right here on 1st and 15. The Rangers' big target. High snap. Williams corrals it. Throws it too low for Woodard. I think the high snap got Williams out of his rhythm there. Otherwise, hits Woodard for maybe a touchdown. And now 2nd and 15.
Yeah, he had, I think it was Daniel Williams that was right next to him too, putting pressure on him. Not a good throw, not a good, I don't even think he stepped into it very well.
2nd down, 15 now.
Got to get half of it or more to make 3rd down manageable.
Spread look for the Rangers on 2nd down from the Buffalo 44. Williams facing a 4-man rush, steps up and throws, and off the fingertips of Rios. The throw a little bit too high, but a catchable ball for Rios, and it would have been a 1st down and then some.
Great design of the play again. Woodard kind of cuts inside, shallow, and Rios goes behind him. It's passes and catches just haven't come into easiness tonight at all.
A tough defense to move the ball against all season long. Rangers finding that out the hard way tonight. 3rd and 15. The Rangers have to reach the Buffalo 29 for a 1st down. Here's the pressure. Williams steps up and throws deep. There's a flag in the play. Back at the 37-yard line. Pass incomplete for Rios, or make it Mason Pierce. What's the call?
It seemed to be it would be against them. Somebody trying to get off the line.
I think you're right. And maybe Williams knew that, took a shot downfield, and hope for the best.
It's a big one.
Yeah, they're marking off a good chunk of yards here. That is a 1st down penalty against Clemens. That is huge.
I didn't see the signal, did you?
I did not see what the flag infraction was, but our head official is telling the men with the sticks that is a 1st down.
Yeah.
It was a personal foul penalty because the ball's
could be defensive holding.
Oh, right.
Which is an automatic 1st down. That would be my guess. Someone coming off the line, a receiver.
It was a 10-yard penalty, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
This has been a strange night in terms of officiating. Here's Franco running right, and he is dropped. The other grand brother, Johnny, on the stop with the 34, no gain. Tough for the Rangers to get anything on the perimeter tonight. 2nd and 10.
Without the extra blockers out there like Cervantes or Hunter, yes, we've been unable to control their front 4 and their linebackers, and that's a linebacker, Graham, when we try to run the ball between the tackle box.
A long drive again, a drive that hasn't had that big chunk play as the clock winds down to 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And the Rangers are running out of time, down by 10. Snap to Williams, off the play fake. Throwing over the middle. He's got the tight end Hunter. And the 1st down to the 21. Picks up 13 yards. Good ball thrown that time by the junior quarterback.
There is something about a Dorsal Hunter that just makes me believe every time in a big moment he's going to be able to make a play. I think he runs great routes. I think he catches the ball really well. And I don't think we throw him the ball as much as some of the others, but that was a really big pass and catch. Really big.
Woodard stays in the game at receiver. Lines up wide to the right here on 1st down and 10 for the Buffalo 21. Maybe a broken play here. Williams flushed out of the pocket, throws the ball away. And there was a free defender coming into rush against Williams, Carter Brew. 2nd and 10.
I think it was a design play. I just don't think that defensive end was supposed to be free. That's my read of it. A pitch to the running back going to the left, and Levi runs to the right, has 2 receivers out there. And you're right, Brew was just sitting there waiting for him like, what are you doing here? Levi did not expect that.
2nd and 10 now for the 21. Rangers were down 13-zip at halftime, now down by 10. High snap again. And Williams turns out 2 more yards to the 19. That's all. And a late flag is in. It just got thrown. Well, who's this against? In the neighborhood of unsportsmanlike conduct. Officials talk things over. Again, this game has been very testy tonight, and it is against the Buffaloes. First down, Rangers coming up.
Offsetting on both sides.
Well, look at the first
call
their
there. Coach is clear out to the hash mark. I don't understand that. The official on his sideline has not kept him contained at all tonight. So offsetting makes it 3rd down.
That's right. 3rd and 8.
Let me say this about Levi Williams running tonight. He always runs and falls forward. Tonight he hasn't fallen forward one time on a run. I believe he's always been pushed back at the end of his run.
Very physical front 4 for Clemens. Final minute, 3rd quarter, 3rd and 8. Williams to throw. Looking, throwing deep. Got Ricky Rios down to the 5-yard line. Another laser throw off the right arm of Levi Williams.
Great throw and catch. It just finish. They've got to finish.
Also wonder if maybe you want to get up-tempo here and get Clemens a little bit off guard, off schedule, so to speak. 1st and goal from the 5. Williams calls for motion, handoff to the motion man. Pierce has a block inside the 5 and twisted down. Nice tackle in the open field by Tyler. Down to the 3-yard line. Final 15 seconds where the Rangers get another snap off in this quarter.
I don't think they're going to try.
Which again is one more play in this game you could have.
Yeah.
But it will come in the 4th quarter. The Rangers have been here before, down by 10 to win a game in the 4th. They'll have to do it again to stay undefeated. Start of the 4th quarter coming up. Buffalo's on top 13-3. This is Smithson Valley Football on the Rangers Network.
Whether you're looking to build a new home, buy your first car, or follow your dream of being your own boss, let a neighbor help you. We understand your financial needs because we live and work here. Sage Capital Bank.
Where'd you get the taco? Smoky Mo's Barbecue. I got the grab and go taco combo. Smoky Mo's, they have breakfast there? Tacos? To go.
Smoky Mo's has breakfast?
Yes, sir. Breakfast tacos, biscuits, and bowls to go.
Now I know. Biscuits and tacos to go.
To go? To go. Tacos. To go.
To go.
If you wanted a defensive slugfest tonight, well, you got it. 13-3, Buffalo's on top. Good news, though, for the Rangers. They have the football to start this 4th quarter, and it is 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line. And the Rangers threatening in the red zone again. They've been in this area now 3 times, still no touchdowns on the night.
Again, this is here in the 4th quarter now. If you can't finish a drive, then it's hard to win football games unless you can finish a drive.
Akins, a tailback, to open the 4th quarter. Rangers had some success running the football in that 3rd quarter. Woodard in motion, the handoff to his right, looking to throw. Now will run and he will score. Touchdown, Smithson Valley.
Looked like it was a designed throw. Trevon saw that there was a lot of green turf in front of him.
And there's a Buffalo player down right around where the play ended. He is on his chest and stomach and been looked at now by the Buffalo training staff. But Tony, back to the touchdown there. Again, Woodard did come in motion there, and he was looking to throw the football, but good heads-up play by him. Some players, when a play is called a gadget, they are determined, I'm throwing the ball no matter what. Well, Woodard sees nobody who's open, tucks it, and runs it in.
Yeah, the minute he took the handoff, you could see him trying to find the seams, spin the ball in his hand as he's running right to around the right edge. And Ricky Rios was in the back corner, the one dragging across the back of the end zone. he saw that there were not many defenders between him and the end zone as he cut inside of the 10 and just took it into the end zone.
For the time being, the score 13-9. Buffalo's still on top as they tend to the fallen player.
He has been rolled over to his back, and now they're looking at his knee or lower legs of what looks to be his right leg, but yes, he's still down.
6 seconds gone by, fourth quarter. As they tend to him, we'll look right now the 27-6A standings. These two teams tied for first coming into the weekend along with Judson. All three teams 3-0, 6-0 overall. And there is a three-way tie for fourth. New Braunfels, Steele, Canyon, all 1-2, but the Knights were up big on Canyon at halftime last we checked, 35-10, as the player finally pops up for the Buffaloes, and that was Savion Jenkins, their starting defensive tackle, and he is hobbling noticeably, trying to make his way back to the Clemens sideline.
And we did wait for the player to get all the way across the back of the end zone.
And now a very important PAT here for Reed to make it a 3-point game. Here's a snap that's set down. The kick is up by Reed, and the deficit is down to 3. 11:54 left, fourth quarter. Clemens 13, Rangers 10. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never-frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
Here we go. Tie ball game with just 2 seconds left on the clock, and the Rangers are looking to score. Here's a snap. Bayless, who is wide open down the near sideline. And he makes a catch at the 10, the 5, touchdown. My goodness, what a play, and the Rangers win.
Well, you've heard the saying, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and moments ago that all applied to Trevon Merritt-Woodard on second and goal from the 3. A designed throw. He tucks and runs into the end zone for the Rangers' first touchdown tonight. Now down 13-10. Fourth quarter just underway. Kickoff from Reed. Deep into the end zone. Tommy Bush lets it go. And the Buffaloes have not won field position in the second half.
And that's been a difference in the game, obviously.
And they'll start this next drive with their own 25-yard line. Maybe one of the biggest hidden plays in this game tonight was the ruling on the fumble by Mason Pierce on a kickoff return when the ball was stripped by Darius Van Dyke, who then appeared to run in untouched for a walk-in touchdown. It was called back bizarrely, where it was Clemens' ball at the 30-yard line. They did not score on that possession.
Maybe we should say alleged fumble.
There you go.
Because that had something to do with it.
High formation play and first down. Big run across the 30. And to the 35-yard line goes Josh Moore, gain of 10 yards. Good opening play on this drive for the Buffaloes.
If Brady Chubb doesn't have his shoe tops, that distance, that run's going to go the distance.
A lot of misdirection running tonight by Clemens. This is like an option hybrid offense tonight for the Buffaloes.
They just seem to, I've said this a couple of, they seem to have an edge tonight. They're playing with such at a fevered pitch in most everything they do. They're playing really well.
High formation again, and again the deep back here is Kyle Lewis, but the handoff goes to the short back, and the Rangers read it that time. Here's that man again, C.J. Keeler, also in on the play there for the Rangers, Thomas Zoid. Back in the lineup this week, no gain there, 2nd and 10.
Good read on both parts. Kind of, they continue to spread the ball around. They're not tied to any one play or one scenario. We have read, looks like in the first half we read about 33% of them right. This half we're reading about 66% of them right. We've got to continue to do that.
2nd down and 10, and again Woodard matched up against Bush, the star receiver, wide left. Faber looking Bush's way. Pass is caught by Bush on a dive. Out around the 37. What a dangerous throw there by Faber. Hung in the air far too long. Bush made a great play just to make the catch. Only 2 yards, 3rd and 8.
It was funny, Perez was the inside receiver and Chubb was on him. Chubb kind of jumped on his back as the ball was coming. I was worried that if it got to him, they were going to call interference.
And now the Ranger defense employing the fans to get into it. And they comply. 3rd down, 8 to go. Buffalo football at their own 37. Faber, a draw, handoff, Smiley Lewis, not going to do it. Rangers read the draw, stop him from no gain. And there again was Zoig along with Patrick Elliott, and the Ranger defense gets its stop.
What does that play call tell you about what they think of their quarterback throwing the ball?
They don't feel confident in his ability at all.
3rd and 8, and you're going to run a draw when you're up by 3.
And you have like a Michigan State Spartan, Ohio State Buckeye caliber player receiver, and you can't throw the ball. That's a problem.
Let's block a punt.
High snap to Macias. He's running, and he will punt the ball, boy.
He's beyond the, whoa, not quite.
And a fair catch called for by Woodard, makes it on his back at around the 23-yard line. Wow. What a strange play there for Jackson Macias as he avoided a potential block there. I got to tell you, I thought he could have kept running there for a 1st down.
There was one defender that could have stopped him. You kind of wonder, but he was almost past the line of scrimmage when he kicked it. He let it go right from the line of scrimmage. Right. But what a not, yes, we came in to block the punt, and he saw that and saved enough time to still get the ball off. That's an impressive play by Macias.
Well, again, Levi Williams does have one 4th-quarter comeback win this year. In his debut at Pflugerville-Hendrickson, his team was once down 13-zip tonight. Now 1st down for the 23. A run to the far side of the field and up to the 27 for about 4 yards. That is it. Diego Cervantes, the ball carrier. Or checked out for the Rangers. Actually, Chris Rivera on the receiver sweep. Tiny little player, by the way, 5'6", 145.
And we've seen him run the jet sweep a couple of times this year because he is one of the fastest Rangers.
He's hard to find, too, if you're a defender. 2nd down, 5 to go. Approaching 8:15 of the 4th quarter. Rangers down by 3. Williams, a running play, and the handoff to Aiken. Bouncing it outside, turns a corner, no.
Face mask.
And he is forced out short of the 30, maybe a yard to the 29. No flag on what may have been a face mask there.
Nick is still talking to the official for a while.
3rd and 4 now for the Smithson Valley offense. The Rangers have done well on 3rd down tonight, 4 for 11. Conversely, the Buffaloes 1 for 8. 4 receivers for Williams on 3rd down. 4-man rush, Clemens. Williams flushed out of the pocket on the run, looking and throws the ball, and it is caught. Oh my goodness, what a catch! Leaping grab made by Ricky Rios at the 45-yard line. Maybe the catch of the year.
That was spectacular. Levi, for the first time we've seen him tonight while scrambling, kept his eyes down the field, stayed inside long enough before he ran out of bounds and made a perfect throw. Perfect enough for Ricky Rios to climb the ladder, go up and get it, and pull it down.
Ricky Rios has had himself a night tonight. Just great catch after great catch. Drive continues now at the Ranger 44. Williams to throw again off a play fake. Looking for Woodard into double coverage, nearly picked off. Good coverage there from the Buffaloes. Macias and Anthony Graham were there. 2nd and 10 as the Rangers dodge a bullet.
And the aforementioned Ricky Rios is a guy that was beyond Woodard. He was going to take a break to the outside, it looked like, and he would have been wide open if we'd have waited one more count. And again, I was looking at the receiver, so I didn't know how much more time Levi had, but that was a tough throw into Woodard.
The Rangers have already committed 2 turnovers in this game tonight. The Buffaloes have lost the ball 3 times. 2nd and 10 now from the 44. 7:03 left. 13-10 Clemens. Empty backfield for Williams. He'll keep it himself up the middle. Buffalo's trying to rip the ball free as a late flag comes in behind the play. For the time being, it's a gain of about 3 yards. Would be 3rd and 7. Is this another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty in this game? Illegal chop block against Smithson Valley. That's killer for the Rangers.
Not so sure that wasn't Nick Aiken down the field putting a late block on one of their safeties. That's where the flag is.
So instead of 3rd and 7, this would make it 2nd down and 25. And Coach Johnson will accept. Looking at the clock and the score, this is not a drive the Rangers have to score on. They could, in theory, punt the ball, get a stop, and get the ball back one last time. But the clock is ticking, now inside of 7 minutes. And the Rangers are 71 yards away from the lead. On 2nd and long, Williams back to throw. Pressured again, spins out of it. On the run, the junior quarterback looking, will run now, and is stood up at around the 32. A lot of running there for about 3 yards. Everybody was covered. And now 3rd down and forever coming up for Smithson Valley.
Tough play. Levi very fortunate to get out of that rush. And then, as you mentioned, looking down the field, not much open. Just, I tell you, their defense is playing really well tonight in so many different ways. Pass rush, decent coverage, although we've had receivers, but they seem to rally to the ball when they need it.
Smithson Valley has to reach the Clemens 46 for a 1st down. Williams back to throw. Looking, throws for Rios, but short hop to throw. Silver lining is that incomplete pass does stop the clock. With 5:49 to go, the Rangers will punt, trailing by 3.
Here's something we need to notice here. 2 of our receivers didn't really run a route there. They were tired, whatever the reason was. It's 3rd and forever, and we've got 2 guys just running without really any design or pattern.
You heard Tony mention earlier, Clemens' return game is very good this year. Van Dyke willing to return at his own 32. High snap, gets behind Anderson. Picks up the football and will punt the ball. It's tipped in the air at around the 15. Will take a Ranger roll, picked up by Buffalo and taken down to the 20-yard line. And by the way, that Savion Jenkins, who got banged up earlier, who picked up the ball, a disastrous play there for Smithson Valley, and now the defense has a tough task ahead of them. Keep the Buffaloes off the scoreboard with them taking over the Ranger 20-yard line.
They've got to keep them out of the end zone, no choice about it if they want to win this football game.
Now, we mentioned earlier that the Buffaloes were not winning field position in the second half as they did in the first, but they do it right there. For an offense that hasn't done anything in the second half. Burleson back at a quarterback on 1st down. A run for Marshawn Brown. No, Burleson kept it himself and dragged down to the 15 for 5. 2nd down, 5 coming up.
Burleson just makes people miss him. Elusive, short, has some power to his runs.
And the Buffaloes using all the clock they can. By the time they snap this, the clock will be well under 5 minutes to go. On top, 13-10. Rangers need a stop. And preferably in about 3 plays. Here is a keeper again for Burleson. Slammed down by Flores, short of the 1st down at the 11. 3rd down and a yard coming up.
So Burleson's just running to the sideline to get the play call, and he goes right back in. He has proven to be a dangerous runner here in the second half.
Smithson Valley's done a great job getting off the field all night. The Buffaloes 1 for 8 on third down, but for a run-heavy team, this is very doable for them. 3rd and 1 from the 11. Burleson out of the shotgun. Keeps it himself again, running left, first down inside the 10. And Pierce, the tackle, inbounds. So after they mark the first down, the clock will tick inside of 4 minutes to go, and now goal to go for Clemens.
It doesn't become, or it really isn't any bigger than this for a defense right now. First and goal from the 9. You have to keep him out of the end zone if you want to win the football game.
The Rangers do have all 3 timeouts left, not quite in that territory yet, but they're going to be there soon.
I don't know if you get a stop here on first down that you might use one just to save yourself, give your offense a chance when they get the ball back.
And here we go. First and goal from the 9. Burleson stays at a quarterback. Hands off to Brown, running left. And he is buried at around the 10. Maybe the 11. He'll lose 2 yards there. So second and goal from the 11-yard line. Coach Hill pacing the sidelines. Still not using that timeout.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just sometimes you see it happen, and sometimes those 45 seconds you can save might be big on a drive when you get the ball back if you get the stop.
Ball security paramount right now for the Buffaloes offensively. They have coughed up the football 3 times tonight, now 11 times on the year. Second and goal from the 11. Burleson again off a high snap, keeps it himself and spun down out around the 9-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 9, and again no timeout called by Smithson Valley.
Burleson is getting a workout tonight, running all the way back to the sideline.
He really is.
He's been a dynamic runner. That time Zuber got him low and Chubb finished the stop, but it's a big 3rd down play here from the 9.
By the time this play is done, we'll be at about 2 minutes remaining in the game. With the Buffalo score here, the game is essentially over. I formation. 3rd and goal for the 9. Running play. Brown cutting it inside and dropped it around the 5, making the 6. And now the Rangers call for their first timeout with 2:04 to go in the game.
Looked like Clemens was sending its kicker out onto the field. Which seems to be the right play here for me to make sure Smithson Valley can't tie the game with a field goal.
Now, if you did go for it here and converted, the game is over.
Correct.
But from the 6-yard line, for a team that can't pass the ball, that's really tough to convert. If this was 4th and goal from the 2, if I'm Clemens, I'm going for it, but from the 6, I'm taking the points.
You've said it, you didn't say it that time, but you've got Tommy Bush. Line him up and throw the ball up in the air and tell the big guy to go get it and see if you can win the game right here and now.
Tony,
they don't seem to have been utilizing him very well tonight.
I would agree with that. Really the entire season, how does a player of his caliber, his size, his athleticism have 17 catches through 6 games?
Well, because his quarterback can't throw the ball.
It is the field goal unit for the Buffaloes. It is Noah Taylor. He's only kicked 3 field goals this year, making all 3.
How about we block it and run it back for a touchdown?
This from 23 yards away for a 6-point lead. Here's a snap set down. The kick is up by Taylor. It is good. And so the task is simple for Smithson Valley. Score touchdown with 2 timeouts and an even 2 minutes remaining. And if you don't, you suffer your first loss of the season.
That is correct. Now you've got to have a drive like you haven't had all game because you don't have more than 2 minutes to run this ball down the field, and you've got to be efficient and you've got to get first downs.
Again, Clemens coming into the game tonight had given up a grand total of 1 touchdown since week 2. The Rangers have scored 1 tonight, and they're going to have to score a second. Clemens has not given up more than a touchdown since a week 2 win against MacArthur, 37-21. And by the way, Clemens has been especially stingy in the second half this year. The Rangers 10 points tonight, the first second half points the Buffaloes have given up all season long.
That is correct.
Now, we have seen Clemens on kickoffs tonight play things extremely safe. A lot of short kicks, but if they do that, that means good field position for Smithson Valley. But do you kick it deep where Trevon Merrick-Woodard awaits? This is not an easy decision here for Coach Johnston.
If their belief has been all night long not to let him return the ball, they're going to kick it short.
Looking at Taylor's body language, he's trying to get a read on the calls there for the sideline, but 2 yards behind the ball, he will kick it short. Pooch kick from the 31. That's Ethan Sill, spun down to the 38. So only 6 seconds come off the clock and only 62 yards to go. This is very manageable here for Smithson Valley.
It's better than being deep, but it's still a long way to go against a defense that hasn't given you a lot of room all night long.
With 2 timeouts left, this is not panic mode for the Rangers, not yet. And actually give him 1 more yard to the 39-yard line. It will take a 61-yard drive to win the game.
You need what you haven't had all night, and that's success on first down.
That's right. If Smithson Valley's faced with 2nd and 20, with 3rd and 18, they'll be in trouble. From the 39, Williams to throw for Woodard. A hit immediately. Clock will tick as he makes the catch. Not Woodard, Dorsal Hunter on that catch. Only about 4 yards there, 2nd and 6. And while you're not panicking yet, you do want to play with some urgency right now.
Without a doubt.
And Woodard on the sideline still. 2nd and 6. Williams to throw. Facing a 4-man rush. Steps up, pressured, and gets out of his sack initially and finally dragged down for a loss back at the 38-yard line. A covered sack there for the Buffaloes. Nobody got open. And as a result, there is a 3rd and long coming up. 3rd down and 11 as the Rangers spin their 2nd timeout.
The number 1 rule in the late minute drive is you can't take a quarterback sack.
Right.
We've said it all year long, and let's continue to say Levi Williams has had a remarkable junior year, playing with the kind of poise and effectiveness that we didn't expect, and he's blown us away so many games. Tonight he hasn't had it. He's still got 78 seconds to go, though. It is 3rd and 11, but 3rd and 11's one nice pass from first down with more than a minute to go. Certainly no reason to freak out at this point, but somebody, Levi and somebody, has to make a play right now.
I will say in the second half, Smithson Valley stuck with the run, and it paid off. Made their down and distances manageable, but that's out of your playbook now. You have to throw the football against perhaps the best pass defense in the district. Out of the timeout, 3rd down and 11 at the Ranger 38. They have to reach their own 49 for a first. And Woodard back into the game. Williams to throw. Pressured again. Spins to his left. Eyes downfield. Williams steps up and throws middle, and it's tipped in, nearly caught by Pierce. A dangerous throw there by Williams against the grain over the middle, nearly picked off by Tyler Smith, and now 4th and 11.
I think that was actually Brant Anderson that he was aiming for, who had come back. The one thing you probably would have hoped Brant's to do maybe is take a couple yards further, come back to the ball all the way. You were deep enough for a first down without a doubt. Now you've got a 4th and 11, but that receivers have to come back on a play like that we just didn't do that time.
Game on the line. 4th and 11 from their own 38. Williams to throw. Throwing near side, got Hunter, who made the catch at his knees, and that is a turnover on downs to the 45-yard line, and the Clemens Buffaloes are 62 seconds away from a 7-0 start.
Again, a throw that just wasn't where it needed to be. You hit a guy short, you've got to get him a chance to run with the ball, and Hunter had to go down on his knees just to catch the ball.
Even if the throw was on target at the number of Hunter, there were 2 defenders there. It was a 3-step drop by Williams, not enough time for a pass route to develop. And I have to think the pass rush all night long had an effect on Levi Williams' play. And here come the Buffaloes for the victory formation, and will hand the Rangers their first loss of the season. Knee taken by Faber as Coach Hill calls for his third and final timeout. Smithson Valley was playing for its first 7-0 start since 2013. That will not happen. But Tony, next week, the Rangers take on Canyon, a chance to bounce back. Still have Judson on the schedule. They're going to have to forget about this one pretty quick.
They are. A tough one in so many ways. I think that Clemens was the kind of football team that you were afraid they might be, but you didn't expect this much out of them, and they have been everything and more than what we expected. They've been the aggressor all night long.
Again, you play the what-if game in a game like this. Smithson Valley, towards the end of the first half, had a scoring chance, and they were inside the red zone when Williams threw an interception at the goal line to Trevon Merrick Woodard with an open receiver over the middle. Knee taken by Faber, and the play clock is yet to start. It should be now 3rd down and long. Now it starts. Next snap will come with about 15 seconds remaining, but nothing the Rangers can do.
That is correct.
Clemens has been a thorn of the Rangers' side over the years. This is the 18th all-time meeting, and typically Smithson Valley leads these series, even against teams like Judson, Madison. Well, Clemens will now own the edge in the series 13-5. In fact, the Buffaloes beat the Rangers in Coach Hill's first ever playoff game back in '94. That was a long time ago. This is today. And today the Buffaloes are 7-0 as the Rangers suffer their first loss of 2017. Final score from Ranger Stadium: Clemens 16, Smithson Valley 10. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
So this is it, huh?
Yep, this is where it all starts and finishes.
Joe Pavelek, Jeff Shin, Alan Hill, Pat Bailey, Matt Hilson, Clint Haney, Cody Fuller, Eric Anders, Garrett Smith, Andrew Sendejo, Josh Adkins could have dressed in the soccer.
We got work to do, kid.
We're gonna go inside, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna get him on the run, we're gonna keep him on the run, then we're gonna go, 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 go. We won't stop until we're across that goal line. This is a team they say is good. Well, I think we're better than them. So what do you say, man?
Let me give it a try. Making videos is not easy. It's confusing and it's hard work. Well, I'm here to tell you, when your back's against the wall, call Wick Productions. It's who we use for Game Night Scoreboard production and the Rangers Network.
Amazing, Coach. Another perfectly executed shameless plug.
Back to wrap things up from Ranger Stadium. Final score: Clemens 16, Smithson Valley 10. A defensive slugfest all night long. The Buffaloes, though, Tony, made more plays this evening.
You know, it wasn't a game like anyone expects in this stadium. Offense was at a premium, and their offense seemed to just make bigger plays more often. The Rangers had one touchdown drive, had opportunities for more that they couldn't finish. I think all the credit in the world goes to the Clemens defense for restricting the Rangers offense in every which way most all of the night.
Yeah, the Buffaloes, again, defensively made life tough on the Rangers. Unlike we've seen any defense give the Rangers fits all season long. I go back to the front four all night for Clemens. clogging up the running lanes for majority of the first half. Smithson Valley found some things working in the run game in the second, but it was the constant pressure, even with the four-man rush, when Levi Williams is back to throw, that really rattled Smithson Valley's offense tonight.
You know, their front seven, those 7 guys in the box were very disruptive tonight. The pass rushers were awesome. If we happened to get a run that went past the line, the linebackers were right there restricting everything to 2 or 3 or 4 yards. It just was a very, very well defended game by the Buffaloes, and the Rangers couldn't overcome it.
As a result, Clemens now 7-0 on the year, heading into a matchup next week with fellow 7-0 team, the Judson Rockets, a game perhaps for the 27 6A title. Well, Smithson Valley will next play on the road against a fellow Comal ISD school next Friday, the Canyon Cougars. A game we'll have for you right here on the Rangers Network. Kickoff at 7:30, and our pregame cover starts at 7:15. On that note, we'll wrap up our broadcast here tonight. On behalf of our entire Rangers Network crew, I'm Brant Freeman, saying once again the final score, Clemens 16, Smithson Valley 10. From Ranger Stadium, good night.